What's up, guys? I have a wheel. It spins. It has every single genre of manga that you could possibly think of. I'm going to be selecting whatever genre the wheel gives me. And when it says I'm going to read the next 5 manga I pick at random. It could be anything from the best manga of all time. It could be the worst manga of all time. You name it. But I'm going to read those manga, the first chapter, which is usually the longest chapter, anywhere from 40 pages to 100 pages. And this specific instance is psychological. And man, do I tell you, what's in store is immaculate. I think the next slate of 5 I'm reading so far have been quite possibly the better 5 I've been reading for this type of series going on. We have Darwin's Game, we have Kakegurui, we have Death Row Boy, we have My Little Sister's Fiancés, My Little Sister's Fiancés, My Little Sister's Fiancés, My Little Sister, and we have Rikudou. A pretty solid lineup all around. 3 I would definitely recommend out of the 5. 1, I didn't even make it past the first page. Let's be honest, it looked like I'd go to jail if I kept that photo longer than usual on my computer. So, we got to keep it moving. But regardless, what is going on here? It's greatness. So like the video. If you like the video, hit subscribe, notification bell, all the 9 yards for sure, to keep updated, because I feel like I'm going to keep doing this for some time. And I like doing this, man. So here we go. Have a nice day. Let's get into the memes. Okay, so originally what happened was I had a whole wheel set up for different genres. You spin it, you win it, you get to pick the genre, this and the third. But I lost the footage, and there's no way I'm spinning psychological again, especially after I've already picked them. Like, come on, we're already here. Anyway, I'm gonna read 5 random psychological manga. The first one here is Darwin's Game. Now, either I've read every single manga that's ever in my prime manga reading years, or something, because I also remember reading this one as well. If I remember correctly, this is basically like one of those survivor games, like the Zodiac Netflix animated series. That was CGI, I think it was Netflix original, whatever. And other games like a Platoon as well. It's like a very, very intense, proto sonin gory survival game that's slowly bent on like different strategies. It's like, imagine if like all these nerds video gamers were given superpowers for like the first time in their lives, and then we're told, oh yeah, by the way, if you win this game, you get to do whatever the hell you want. Have fun. And the whole premise is based off of, well, Charles Darwin. And so let's see what this is about. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I'm not gonna read 10 chapters like I did with Boruto. I'm not gonna read whatever. I'm gonna read the first chapter. I gotta read 5 of them. I'm not gonna like to read the whole thing. So yeah, see what happens. This poster so far, I'm trying not to go off like 100% of my memory, but the dynamic between that girl over there looks like a supervillain, and then our innocent boy over here, the innocent uwu femboy over here, is more along the lines of like, oh my god, I don't know what to do, help. And then she's like, bro, just kill him. Oh, I don't know, oh my god. Wait, I remember when I was reading this manga, like way back when, I had no idea how our main character got involved. Our main character gets involved because one of his dumb associates got caught up in the game again of Batum like survival, and he all of a sudden like, oh my god, I'm going to die. He just calls someone. Oh my god, and then he gets his friend who has nothing to do with this whatsoever. He was just on his contacts list, and he calls him without even knowing. No, he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He's like, hey, bro, listen. Hey, fam, like, I know you didn't sign up for this. I saw your name. You look dependable. You look a person I can just drop all my burdens off of on. Here you go. And then now this dude's roped into this death game for the better part of like years to come until he dies. Can you imagine? Like, it's just some random contact on your phone get you roped into something like this. That's crazy. It's like imagine like you just chilling, right? And then all of a sudden, bling, your phone brings up, and like, by the way, you're in a Squid Game. Oh, it's not that they're not friends, but they were close friends. So that's even worse than my argument. Okay. Now, question here, right? Given everything I just said about Darwin's Game and like the very short summary of what it actually is, if your friend sent you some link and it was like, hey, you should join our game. Click this link to join our. Like, are you doing that? Like, depending on how close you are, the answer is probably going to be yes. He's like, oh, he probably needs some extra tokens, or he needs some like help with assistance or whatever. Because you have no idea. Because he's like a normal dude. He's just chilling, man. You don't know anything about this. Oh, so our boy here saw Kyoto buy a new bike off of this game he's playing. Wait, no, he doesn't even know that's why. He's just saying, well, I assume that's why he got it because he got the bike shortly after started playing the game. Like, he doesn't even know he's going to participate in anyway to make money off the game. But that's not how gacha games work. You don't make money off of gacha games. You shove every single penny you own into one, and it shows you a different color JPG, and you're supposed to like have a euphoric blast in your brain. That's not how this works. Even if it was under the assumption that what he was saying was true, that's still not how it works. So I still blame Kyoto for getting his friend set up in this, obviously, but kind of meh, kind of meh, kind of meh. So this is our crazy psycho future diary yandere chick we have going on here. I do say, if I remember correctly, you know, my favorite phrase, that she is a prolific gamer in Darwin's game. And she's been playing it for a few years right now. And her teaming up with Kaname actually ends up bolstering her power and position and makes her a much more perennial threat than what she currently is. Because basically she now has to think a lot more clear, a lot more safe, a lot more cautiously, what she normally would do, which is basically whatever she wants to freestyle and do anything impulsively, right? Because she was in this position right here where, again, I'm not saying she could have died, but the gun was on his hand, finger on the trigger, pointed at her, right? Now, with Kaname, this probably won't happen because I assume she's just probably bored and wants to just feel the thrill. Like, oh, okay, you trying to shoot me? Okay, dude, here, catch this chain, hang off the balcony, say goodnight, give me your points. You know, I just, yeah. I like her design though. Her design's pretty nice. I don't know why her thigh is so massive. Like her thigh is like big for no reason. It's like, what is this? Are we doing another anatomy class again? Sure, why not? Okay, so her hips right here, her waist is right there. All right, so stop right there, and her thighs just all the way out here, come back down, loop around like right here. Now I assume obviously this angle we're looking at kind of covers the crease here, so it looks like just like one big bowling pin right here. It's actually like one of those like plane turbines that you see that has the fan in it. That's what it looks like right there. It's that shiny. That's crazy. Like how are her legs so shiny? It actually matches with like the stockings exactly, or the leather boots, whatever. That's kind of crazy. Regardless, yeah, you know, thunder thighs, I guess, whatever. It's fine. Man, nothing. Yeah. Oh Lord. Oh brother. So was it a coincidence that he fainted after getting bitten by the snake to then get put into the game, into the system, so he can actually be serialized and he can be seen as a target, and then vice versa? Because I'm thinking, if that's a coincidence that he fainted and then the timer starts, the moment he wakes up, that's a bit convenient, you know? But is that true for everybody? Because don't most people in this game who survive long enough, they voluntarily get into it, right? So therefore, it wouldn't necessarily quantify it always be an accident that they wake up just in time for the game to start, because then there wouldn't be any high level competition, which as you go further in manga, we love to see. I know they explain further in the lore, but like that'd be interesting to think about for sure. Also, like the etching of the cuboid alien like disappearing of the bodies is very interesting to me. And I feel like it's like a Gantt like disappearing from dead people out of the real world, where like it's so, I don't want to say interstellar, but that's not the right word here. It's so out of this world to try to comprehend the technology that they're using. Every time that cops are confronted with this information, they go, "Yeah, this can't be real." X-Files in this case. Yeah, this is very compelling. This is very high paced so far. You know, it gets the people going. I will say, I'm gonna argue. You know, they're high schools. I can't even say that. Right? I'll put it this way: Kaname and our tsundere emo goth chick over there, they're like the same facial profile. So all Conman has to do is like grow his hair long, and they're like the same person basically. I know he gets like a Giga Chad chin later on, but that's very funny to me. Like they start off really feminine and cute and and they become like, I am the alpha male. Hey, you over there? Hey, Peter, I'm gonna end your life. It's like, okay, all right. Looked at the mirror too long and became, you know, thing he wanted to be, I guess. Oh, we're showing a bit of his prowess here. Do I remember what his powers were? Obviously, from here, it's to clone anything that he can think of, but that seems a bit too vague and open for what it actually is. So I don't know if we're further going to get more information about his power during this first chapter, which again seems interesting. I guess I should check it properly once more. You know, like, I know he coped off the snake bite and him feeling the etching tattoo of whatever political organization it could possibly be, but why would you? You could get bit by the snake again, even if you imagine it. Why would you try it again? I get it for the plot, but it's like, man, don't do this, man. Kind of me. Oh, I remember this. I like this real world explanation. Like, wait, did this read my cell phone's data for my permission? I mean, like that's his main concern. It's like they took my data. What the hell? This is that TikTok hearing for real, bro. They're like, hey, why are you sending China SJW glasses on the memes of TikTok? Well, there's actual problem with TikTok, right? But there's like vast problems of all social media, where they're collecting our data, using that for multiple purposes, selling it off, right? But they're focused on the wrong things. Instead of like focusing on the actual problem of TikTok, like the manifestation of like degrading our brain's ability to produce those memes on ourselves, or grooming people. Instead, we focus on connecting Wi-Fi, right? And it's the same thing here, right? It's like you're about to die. A guy is about to fight you, and you don't know what the fight is. It's just showing you some random dude with a knife, and then he's gonna kill you. You're like, oh, whatever. Surely it's fine. No, I know. He can't assume he's going to fight this second, but I just find that funny. I just find that funny. What kind of FNAF jump scare is this? I want to play the FNAF music. Dun, 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 dun. That's really good. Phenomenal. That's solid 8.1. I love it. I love it a lot. I would recommend that one for sure. All right. Next, Mango. So the series that took Netflix by storm, Kakegurui, is next I'm reading. I put this off for way too long. Me being well versed into everything manga, anime related, not even touching this series very interesting me. I think because Madoka Box kind of took me by storm, I just sort of ran with that one instead of Kakegurui. Madoka Box, if you don't know, is basically like would I explain a female protagonist? Yeah. Female protagonist like show that she was like really dominant, really strong, but she has like a really weak side, but still it's a shonen, she has power, blah 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 blah. Student council, corruption, blah 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 blah. It sort of has the same theme here, except it's not as horny as Kakegurui is here, I'm assuming is. So that's why I didn't really feel compelled to read this, but here we are now. Let's see what this manga. Alright. Yeah, see, I already know about how horny we getting. Yeah, I know where we're going. I know where we're going with this. Well, I don't know how gambling directly correlates to you being a phenomenal CEO. I'm not the biggest fan of CEOs on the planet, obviously, but the only thing I can think of that gambling actually helps you with is like making money if you're good at it, strategic thought, and betting. I don't. What are the benefits of gambling that would make you a powerful leader? Is what they're suggesting here. You can't even fight with gambling unless like you're doing some. Hey, buddy. You wanna throw down some pennies for everybody? Huh? Like unless you're doing something like cowboy duel where you're I'm gonna let him cook. I have a question, right? For poker, I guess I could look this up. But whatever, I'm asking you guys. Isn't there a hard cap in how good you can be on Coper? Coper. On poker, and after that, it's just pure strategy and skill. I think chess is the same way, right? Like you can only be so good at chess, and after that, it's just like you using like your raw ability to analyze the game, predict your next opponent's moves, and ability to break down the entire game right before your eyes to see like 10, 20 moves ahead. Otherwise, how do you get in this academy at all? This is like some rich top of the cream academy. He bet like a clean what extra $1,000 on a raise. So I assume they're like, and he lost, and now he's our slave. and basically indebted to her for the rest of his life. How did he get in this situation? I'm actually want to know. What do you need to borrow money for? Your parents are like diplomats. Your parents are like CEOs, man. What do you? Money doesn't mean anything to these. They don't. It doesn't mean anything. They're just doing this as a flex. Okay, so now we're gonna explain the lore here. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen. So if you lose enough money in gambling, you basically do not have the right to be a regular student. However, you have to gamble because that is how the student government makes their money. How the lowest of the pets? How much in debt were you, man? In a situation, she has a reputation like being like the most prolific gambler, right? She has to. Yeah, this man got slapped. Oh my lord, man! I know some down bad dudes who do anything to be in this position in the first place. Yeah, so it seems like there's a way you can, quote unquote, file for bankruptcy and start over again. However, they just don't accept your appeal because they need pets to maintain the system to justify students continuously gambling and winning. To therefore, it's like okay, it's like basically you know how you see homeless people on the street. There's like a lot of them, and we can easily just get them off our streets by just give them a house and whatever. Obviously, it's not as straightforward as that, but you do whatever you want to get off the street. Right? But a lot of people they just want to throw them in jail and basically keep them there as sort of like a piece to remind everybody. It's like, hey, by the way, you're closer to them than you are to being a millionaire. So, if you keep working, you'll never be homeless. But at the same time, you'll never be a millionaire. So if you just stay in this working position, you'll be happy. And I feel like the same thing here, right? So therefore, if the non-pets continuously grind on an average rate, they will never be a pet. So they have to keep risking it all to do everything amongst their power to not be a pet. Because if you're a pet, you lose all rights to be a human being. You can be ran up on for no reason. If you try to complain, you get spit in the face. You're not a human anymore. Basically, you are just a pet. So that being said, it's a bit too horny for this sociological breakdown. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna give like a perfect score off that alone, but you know what I mean. And here's the psycho chick. I can already tell. I've seen memes about her. I think her tits were like on the main cover page. I was scrolling down to get to this part. So, what's her name? Yumiko. I'm not gonna remember her name. So I don't remember names at all. I just remember faces. By the way, what did new students start as? Did new students start as like 0? But they're not pets. They can't be pets. They're new students. Uh-oh, I see some jealousy sparking. He's trying to explain the lore behind the school, but he doesn't know who he's dealing with. How we go from one yandere to another yandere, just back to back? I didn't plan this, I swear to God. Okay, I don't have a type, okay? I'm Ray Shremmen. I ain't got no type, all right? It just so happened to be this way. I promise you, I didn't do this. She's jealous that her pet boy over there, who I assume is the main character, is getting all this attention from our psycho G-Mama here. So this is interesting. Obviously, she's gonna get floored. She's too cocky and confident, right? This whole thing's supposed to be set up like her getting floored for being cocky, confident, and arrogant, right? So let's see the setup. And they do this in Jujutsu Kaisen, right? Where they have to explain a new person's power. They have to like go through the entire like lore behind it. So this guy's power is Gamble Box. What Gamble Box is, every third punch he does, a random generator is punched right above the opponent's head. If it goes to the red box, they get a clean hit in the kidneys while they're being punched. Extra damage. If it hits the blue box, they both drown in water for 20 seconds. It's like one of the more annoying tropes in anime, especially in Shonen Sana, where like, they kind of go above and beyond because they're like the universe that they're explaining is so detail orientated that they have to basically make a Wikipedia page explaining like what powers I'm looking at. Otherwise, it just looks like a bunch of flashing colors, right? And here, it seemed like it would be the same thing. However, it seemed like it's gonna be a bit more like basic, I guess. So it's not gonna be that. Hey, yo, you're so damn horny for Jesus. Well, I guess for a petty game as rock paper scissors, it's kind of annoying. And also, apparently, this is like I don't even know how to explain like analogy wise. I just have to explain what I just saw. So everybody picks a card of what they think is their favorite rock, paper, scissors amalgamation. They put it in a box, and then they have to draw 3 each. So there's going to be like, 10 rounds or something like that? Or until they run out of chips. And you don't know what the other person has in cards because what they pick rock, paper, scissors wise is completely randomized. The students, I mean. So they can all pick scissors, they can all pick rock, they can all pick paper. One can pick paper, one can pick rock, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The infinite amount of combinations, amalgamations. Now, I wonder if they're gonna pull a Yu-Gi-Oh here and go, well, you fool, I looked into the box and I saw there's only one scissors in there. Or they're gonna pull a No Game No Life, basically like do there's a 1 in a million chance I can do this and I actually did it correctly, blah blah blah, whatever. I don't know why I'm like trying to predict this shit. Just and this whole time is gonna do the bait and switch. It's like, okay, you won the first one, the bet is low. Now let's bet our lives. Like, okay. So Jibimi, what's her name? Jibiami? Forgot her name already. Wow. Let's call her Jibiami, right? Jibiami lost her first 50 chip bet, which is basically like 500K, which is basically 50K, which is basically 5K. She lost her first 5K bet, and she won another 2 chip bet, which is basically like a couple pennies, and now she's back at again another 5K bet. So, does this mean that Sotome is going to bet all of her chips to go all in on this one occasion, and then that's when it all ends? No, we're only halfway through. Am I not? Oh, she loses. That's funny. They really build up the stakes here. Interesting. Oh, wait. I know I did a Yu-Gi-Oh prediction here, but I hope this isn't true, man. Please don't let this be a Yu-Gi-Oh prediction. Please. I want to see Jibiyama go crazy and like kill the whole class. Can that be possible? I know it's not gonna happen, but can it be possible, pretty please? Righteous. Oh. Man, these panels are insane. These panels remind me of a Corpus Party and that one on Yuki Yuki Doku Literature Club. It's like, I'm gonna do some cringe theater voice acting, okay? Run away right now. Sure, it's greatly welcomed. Idiot, you're gonna be walking through a bog from here on out. Like, that is a great question. Why is she walking around with $10 million in cash? That's a fantastic question. Well, I gotta translate it every single time. 10 million minus is 1 million. No, 100,000. I mean, what are you doing 100K, Shawty? Isn't madness the essence of gambling? In a capitalist world, money is life. The fate of your life is dictated with order or fairness. Yet people gathers in casinos because humans feel pleasure, and this gambling is fun because it's insane. Bruh, this is some Food Wars type shit. Isn't this basically Food Wars but for gambling? That's basically what this is, right? Oh, they're doing the Yu-Gi-Oh shit where the game was heavily in her favor anyway, because she already has 21 pets in the classroom. Of course, this isn't going to be a fair game. This is an anime with money on the line. What did you think? I won. It's over. Oh my god. Is she calling her bluff here? I mean, this is technically... So, is it calling a bluff if it's true? Well, the problem is, right, I still would consider it calling it a bluff because Sotome still has to either lie about it or admit that she was lying about it the entire time. And if she lies about it, then Jibiyama can just push harder and say, well, no, not really. And then she will be forced to then give up her hand, or if she confesses immediately, then she will admit that she's been putting her thumb on the scale, for lack of better words, the entire game, which makes her entire visage is like this elite go-getter gambler, just crumble before everyone's eyes. There we go. She lied about it. Okay, now she's gonna press harder. I love it. Love it, bro. Like, again, these panels are cool, right? But I can see her blood cells through this clothing here. Now let's be honest, right? We've seen how jackets look like on women. The jackets aren't so tight you're able to see the perfect circumference of their chest. That's not how this works. Because there's there's potentially 3 layers of clothing covering her chest up. Yet I can see it so perfectly. They look like 2 round baseballs. I have cautioned you. You know why I say this is basically Food Wars for gambling. Food Wars does like impact panels like this where it's like the person is either having the most dopamine laced euphoric experience of their life, or they're suffering through such a tragedy, or they're going through like trial and tribulation that you would only go through if you're fighting a war. It's the same thing. They're gambling. You think she just got stabbed by her mother. They're just gambling. Look at this impact frame, man. This is like what you see on the final arc of a buildup of an 800 episode series, and they are revealing the true identity of a hidden mask character. That hidden mask character the entire time was again their mother, and their mother kills them. Like, what is this? See, this is the despair, right, of you losing. Because you lost, this chick is basically a pet, i.e. homeless now, right? You see the comparison there? Wait, this chick will have 85K? Wasn't she betting with Pet Boy over here? With like 10, 20K his money? Where'd that money go? What? Also, everybody's parents here are loaded, bro. Millionaires or above. How does she not have money? What is she spending her money on? She can't be spending on her slaves because they're slaves. How do you not have 85K? This seems like a really easy amount. You're betting like 10, 20, 30K each single match. Down horrendous. And here goes. How our lovely main character, our psycho genius, our yandere queen, won this game. And you're not going to believe it. It's going to involve a lot of math. Oh, God. Our main pet boy was helping her. But then again, he just became her pet. And then again, you know, he kind of literally her slave. So he had no choice. But damn, man. Not our boy here. No, I had so much faith in you, man. Now this yandere chick's gonna make you her left foot, a left shoe. So have fun, I guess. Yeah, basically they described like since Sotame was unable to predict every single card in Jimame's hands, she had to have had a signal or a sign given to her from one of her slaves to then predict what Jimame was going to put, or find out what card that wasn't written by her slave that Jimame had or didn't have, and therefore act accordingly. And the signal boy who started the entire fiasco was our man right here, whose name, I still don't know his name, by the way. Let's call him Pet Boy. Pet Boy. Pochi. Again, if he's only 5K in debt, just ask your parents, bro. They have 5K underneath the pot. Just get there. You're rich, man. You're balling, bro. You had like 10, 20K to put up in the first place. Oh, Sweezy-kun. Sweezy-kun? Sweezy. All right. So what's this? Oh, what do I think about Kakegurui? Hey, you know what? It's pretty good. I will say my description of this being Food Wars but for gambling is apt, because I feel like the author, whether it be man or woman, I feel like if the author's a woman, that probably would describe a bit more of other things. But if it's a man, which I probably think is gonna be man, right? Either in high school, because this is based in high school, or college, they saw all these psychopathic goth mommies, all these psychopathic dummy mommies in their dorm, in their school, in their class, and they go, damn, man, I really wish you would spit on me, and then redact, right? Because I can't go any further than that because I like money. So instead of, you know, being a normal person and going throughout their life trying to find a woman or a partner that fits this prototype, they make an entire manga based off of the euphoric feeling they got off of that 1 to 10 prolific women they saw in their lives. And case in point here, we have Jibi Mama looking like she solved world peace by just killing everybody. So she looks like she would be one of the main stars in Boruto. Actually, this is a better design for a villain than Boruto's entire cast they have going on there. That's crazy. I just find it interesting, right? We have Boruto, which potentially could be one of the greatest manga ever. Designs fall flat, the plot lines fall flat, and overall character development kind of stabilizes and plateaus, right? And then we have this manga, who, I'll admit, it's just about gambling. It is just about gambling. But because it's so eccentric and over the top on this one specific niche field of gambling and power and withholding said class dynamics within the structure of this school, we end up in a situation where, because they're so laser focused on the niche, they have to go as far above beyond to stand out. And we have cases where I show the impact frame what looks like somebody died and it just lost money that they can just get back like tomorrow. If you got it, you got it. You know what I'm saying? If you got it, flaunt it and show it off. Oh, yeah, a good another 8. I like it so far. I'm liking this run so far. You know, I don't think I've ever like read like a perfect 10 besides Claymore, besides D Gray Man. I haven't read a perfect 10 in a minute. I'm gonna be dead ass. Um, it's not me. Okay, it's not me. If I give something an 8, it's like A plus plus recommendation, obviously. So let's go on to the next one. Oh my, I'm actually loving it so far. All right, this one's technically psychological. It's called My Little Sister's Fiance, or what was it called? My Fiance's Love My Little Sister. Look, okay, it popped up. It was there. I saw it. I might as well try to read something I know I won't like, to spice it up, you know. And all else fails, hey man, I tried. This chapter 0, this is the prologue, right? Now I feel like I should read chapter 1 first, but they wouldn't put chapter 0 before 1 if they didn't want me to read chapter 0 first, right? So here we are. All right, let's see what this got in store. Off the bat, already sus, man. She looks 12. You know what? I don't want to read this. let's move on. All right, next we have Death Row Boy. I'm getting Deadman Wonderland vibes and King's Games vibes from this. So let's hope it lives up to that hype. King's Game wasn't like the greatest show of all time, but it was promising, But let's hope. When is Dad coming back? The average FNF 47 viewer. Okay, you're the reason why I don't have a father. Okay, unless this gets explained like in the next 2 pages, the mangaka was venting to his mom or something as to why he's been fatherless his entire life. What are we doing here? Oh, I get it. No, guys, don't you get it? He's big Giga Chad Peepo emoji. Him not having a father is okay because he's strong Giga Chad man, Hey, whoa, I know what it looks like, but man, listen, you can't get too mad, bro. I mean, yeah, this guy did. Wait, let me verify. Hey, buddy, we know how you're feeling right now. Your wife got completely murdered, and we just caught him when it was too late, and he's flexing. But you gotta calm down, man. He just killed your wife, that's all. Hey, you're still alive, baby. Calm down, man. I have a serious question though. Aren't competent police forces supposed to avoid situations like this? Aren't they supposed to make sure that there's no quote unquote conflict of interest? Because I don't want a police officer whose family member got murdered to look into the murder of said family member. Because, spoiler alert, they're not going to want to go through all the legal ramifications to make sure the person who actually killed his family member is going to get punished justifiably, right? I'm thinking like incompetent case such as the Bill Cosby case, right? Where like they flipped up and slipped up on a couple instances here and there, and it made every single testimony and every single word a lawyer said almost illegitimate entirely based on like how he mishandled evidence in the past, right? So I feel like it's gonna happen here. Even if we finally get him, we do all the bad cop jump, we finally discover, yes, this is the guy who murdered. Yes, yes, yes. But we got the confession in a sort of not so great means. It's going to look very muddy in court. The defense attorney is going to be like, hey, bro, how can I trust anything the guy said? You have the person who would be the victim of this crime, alleged crime, doing the investigation. It's just so murky here. So overall, cops being incompetent, while I do agree with that being a case in most instances, this is just ridiculously stupid at this point. I'm up a point for this, Missy. Now that being said, though, for plot purposes, ain't it kind of fire to see a regular go-getter cop just pull up on a scene and his wife and child gets murdered? Isn't that just an amazing sight to see? Don't you want to see that? Isn't that lovely? Obviously, I'm sarcastic here, but it's something to think about for sure. So again, this is part of the reason why you wouldn't want that quote unquote, is conflict of interest right term here? I'm just looking up the right term. Yes, because he's able to derive personal benefit from this case by killing the person who murdered his family. So therefore, we're not going to be able to get justice and personally and fully prosecute him. We're just going to hitman style this man, right? And he would do anything to kill the guy who murdered him. And we finally have the guy who murdered him right in front of him. Of course, he's going to go berserk. What do you mean? This is just bar for bar, hook for hook, line for line. The worst procedure to do as a cop on the planet. Not only because cops themselves are like basically pseudo soldiers, how they're trained with firearms and martial arts combat, this, that, and the third. But on top of that, the higher ranking they become, the more skilled either intellectually or physically they have to be to even get in that position in the first place. So it'll be a point where either they're going to be too old to be much of a threat, but they're such a mental and emotional and psychological threat. Like if you with them, they will ruin your entire life, or they're like in their physical prime, not necessarily in their emotional wisdom prime like the elders are, where they can just literally do what he's doing right here and just kill you. So it's like, please, just for 3 seconds, if you ever become a cop, just make sure if your buddy gets his wife murdered, don't bring him on the scene, okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yo, bro, chill. I know you just broke 2 hands of our officers, but can you please chill, bro? I know your wife's fingers like rolling around. We have to go scrunging for them because roaches are eating them right now. But chill, bro, chill, please. And now he's going to jail. Guaranteed he's going to jail. You know what's funny? I think they're going to be like in the same penitentiary, right? Because this aggravated assault is enough to get him a serious charge to at least what 5-10 plus years. Okay, okay. I love the fighting here, but again, logistically, did no one think of stopping him? Was there no? If he's this strong, he is able to go through 6 dudes already, and it's been like 7 pages. Why on earth would you not make sure he is going to see his wife dead? If he is this strong, what on earth are you guys doing? This has got to be the most incompetent policing staff I have ever seen in my life. I feel like this is just like a cop out, like to just see a cop go rogue, but it's just the dumbest reason, I guess. He rips off the taser. What a Giga Chad. His sound effect. Hold. Guys, just shoot him. Just shoot him. Just shoot him. I don't know what y'all doing. I know y'all have guns. Just shoot him. Wait, this is Japan. They might not actually have guns. Just someone shoot this man. Get the knife. Stab him. Jesus Christ. They do have a gun. Just shoot him. He has been proven to be a threat big enough to level out an entire county's worth of police officers, which is massive for one no-powered human being to do. No, there's a more justifiable reason as to why we should follow a court of law for neutral, consistent punishment. The ability to fully charge and prosecute someone, not only is it humane, but it also curbs any acceleration towards just outright extermination of people who just commit crimes we don't like. Not only when does it stop, but there's no consistent basis to why we do it. We just do it whenever we feel like. When we just wake up one day like, you know what, that guy's homeless, send him under the cell. That guy beat his wife. I like him. Not because he beat his wife, but because he's my best friend. Keep him out. You know, like we have to avoid that. So yeah, that's my mini rant on that. I will say, I think this is a Korean manga. I don't know exactly. But man, these frames are very like evocative. That's the word, right? Evocative? These words are very evocative. Like I feel like I'm actually like experiencing his pain. You're immersive even, you know? Don't shoot the harm. That's not how guns work. Arms weak, knees are heavy. Vomit on my sweater or whether you mumble better. Okay, whoever made this panel is obscenely in heat. Why are the knuckles so detailed? Why are the veins so outlined and strong? I can hear the blood cells pulsating through this man's hands. Holy moly. Another shoot the harm moment. Buddy, you gotta stop this. This man took a taser to the face and kept going. He's not going to be harmed. You have to put this animal down. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, I guess it worked this time. I'm also not human. Text chapter 1, fingers. That is funny. Selecting victims only from families with kids and killing over 28 victims, serial killer. 28 people? How did he get caught? This was his last one he wanted to get caught on. That must have been it, right? He must have wanted to get caught so he can finally see Kim Sok, Don Sok, whatever his name was, Kim, look and see his despair. This was a perfect show for our man over here. Reporter Kim. There's another Kim. Oh, that's so confusing. Society of Justice. The Central Police Department will take the lead. That's such a corny slogan. That's a nickname? Really? Strange serial killer? This man isn't strange. He's psychotic. He's diabolic. Wait, why are they making him relive everything? Is this normal? How is he not in jail? Let me get this straight. I look at a cop wrong, I'm getting thrown in the back of a cop car. He beats up 7 of his own police officers, almost kills one, and gets to walk free. Does that make any sense? What are we doing, man? Why are they making reenact the whole murder? I don't get this. This has got to be for theatrics, right? I don't think this is normal. Why would they make? I guess this is only. I want to look it up, but I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I'm not a true life fanatic, you know. I'm not one of them psycho suburban chicks who spend their entire day looking up serial killers and like jerking off the thought like they can potentially kill them. That's not a thing I do. I do read manga about it though. Jung So. Hey, yo. What is going on, man? Oh, he bit his finger off. Alright. That was Death Row Boy. What do I think about that? Well, this is gonna be one of those like revenge stories of going along the lines of like, I have to kill him to end all suffering. I don't care if I have to go through 10,000 people. I've seen revenge stories live up before. I've seen it happen before. Now, it stretching out to 100 chapters kind of implies that either they're going to be on this cat and mouse trail for infinity, other people pop up to defend and or help. If I am willing to ignore the police incompetence, if I'm willing to ignore the overhanded just revenge narrative of just go off the way to very easy, like, oh, he's a serial killer. Of course we should kill him. If I'm just willing to ignore that, it's a really good manga. But I can't. That is pivotal. That is core to this entire manga's being. And the whole point of it is, hey, it's okay to kill this guy because, you know, he's a serial killer. And obviously, 100%, I get that, right? That makes sense logically. But if you're going to base the whole premise on this, it has to be a bit more than just, I'm going to kill. Because what happens once he kills him? What do we do? What's the whole does he become a serial killer now? Just to chase vigilante? I'm trying to think of like the plot of this show. Like, does he become vigilante after this? Just chase serial killers and kills them? It's sort of like a justifiable dark Batman turned rogue scenario going on here. Like, what goes on? Like, I don't see what happens to the show after Shin Kim dies. Which, given how much impact it's been showing me and how violent and gruesome and brutal it is, kind of sucks because the potential is almost like a solid 9. But I can't even give it above a 6 because of the flaws I'm looking at here. So, would I recommend this? Probably not. You can get the same amount of feeling of violence, of gore, of pure revenge story from multiple other stories. It won't be as, you know, graphic or detailed as this one is, obviously. But the core element essence you can get from anywhere else, and it's just not enough to invest your time here. So, unfortunate. It was pretty interesting to read though, but yeah. Oh, again, no, I'm not mad if they want to kill serial killer. That's not my problem. Because like I am okay with them wanting to murder a serial killer. That kind of makes sense. Right? You want to do that, but then we have to ask, what happens next? And that's the question. How many pages was this? This was, why you lying to me? It's quite a decent amount of pages. But I probably surmise 50, 60 pages probably. Oh man, that's crazy. Damn, 140? Oh, okay, all right. All right. So here it is, boys. We have here the final manga I'm gonna read. Rikudou or 48 Days. I've been recommending Rikudou for like the better part of 3 years. So I'd be interested in that. 48 Days looks like it's gonna be another like non-Japanese manga. So we're gonna see what we're gonna get here. Let's go. Let's go. So we're gonna see what we're gonna get here. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, Rikudou it is. Ah man, it looks like it's gonna be like those Kengan Ashura type of manga here, and I'd be interested in that. Okay, let's see what Rikudou has in store for us. All right, let's see. Got a white hair protagonist that turns into Hajime no Ippo, except in this universe, they murder people. So yeah, what do you seek with those fists, boy? I think I actually did read this manga. I know. Typical. But what I have so far is about a third way in. It's about 10 pages so far. We have one of those gruesome ones. I've noticed in psychological anime is just very focused on like pushing gore and psychological trauma and physical trauma and emotional abuse to the utmost limits. We see this Riku kid, just emotionally numb, just punching his dead dad's corpse who hung himself in the rafters like a chandelier, right? And then we got this detective, I believe, here, who came up and was like, hey kid, that's how you punch. Punch the kid and showed him how a real punch is. And then his dad was just like defecated himself, because I think that's what you do as a corpse. You just release all of your bowel movements. And that's where it started. I kind of know what I'm getting into now. Very interesting. So I assume we're getting a hint as to what the show is going to lead to, which is going to be boxing, right? A boxing show. I mean, the title should have given that away already, right? The title with the blood should remind us this is going to be like the Blitz Death League of boxing. So interesting indeed. This is what I mean by pushing the limits of trauma and abuse to the utmost maximum, right? We find out that Riku's father's died, and the cop who was investigating the crime took the body. Couldn't really do anything with the child, obviously, because he still had a parent. So Riku went to his mom. The mom's like, hey, bro, you want to come with me for real? All right, bet. Goes to her heroin den, finds a dealer, decides to give the dealer a surprise while her kid's there, and then the dealer just kicks him in the stomach, and now he's going to boil him with hot water. This kid is going to turn into a devious foe. Or die. His death is an option. He could die here. That's also possible. Oh, this is a flash to the future? I like this. Because what this basically entails is that this is what Riku thinks of every time he fights. Trying to beat this dealer who made his mom grovel at his knees. That's crazy. Oh, never mind. It's not him. Never mind. Damn, that's cold. That's cold. Now, this is what I love about this type of storylines, man. It's like the one thing they're good at, building up a potential superstar off like the tiniest nuances, right? That used to be him? Damn, what the hell happened? Tokozora, huh? That scar is crazy. Looks like the main character over here. Anyway, my point is this, right? They're insinuating that Riku knows the vital point just like instinctively as like a 6-year-old kid. And it's like, if you just know that already, imagine what you'd be like if you were put to the test, blah, 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 you know? Anything is possible. The roof, the ceiling, the sky, the space, the stratosphere, the next black hole, anything is possible. Wow, and that's how we're going to start this manga, huh? Wow, it's short, it's to the point, it's pungent. I'm giving it a solid 8.5. I like it. I wish it was longer. If it was longer, it would have been a perfect 9 for me. It shows how desperate his mom was. It shows how down bad, depraved, and awful people are. Now, obviously, I could have done without that 100% visual being there. You know, that probably could have skipped over that visual, thinking about it logistically. But that's the point of these type of psychological stories, is to get you thinking, get your brain going. Not in that manner, but I mean more along the lines of like fully drawing out trauma and understand how it manifests, how it develops, like how even when he truly becomes a boxer, he still either would never get over the fact that his mother did those things and his dad was a loser and abused him, or when he does get over it, he will become a different person entirely. But it takes like decades to even think about that. It's the amount of build up it takes to even get there in the first. Check it out. It's gruesome. It's violent. It's brutal even. And so yeah, man, that's it, baby. Let's go. Woo! I like reading now, you know? I used to always put in the situation where it's like, I want to read this, want to read that, but I never had like a reason to. Now I have a reason to read all this stuff. So you're gonna see more. Now, will they always be 2-hour, 3-hour videos? Probably not. But who knows? It may be.